Hello, Kendall Nation. Hello, it's I, Kendall. It's kind of late on a Tuesday night. So I had ankle surgery knee surgery on Friday, and so I've been kind of late. Been laid up since then. I haven't been able to do anything, and me not being able to talk to people during the day, I'm going nuts. Like legit, I'm going nuts right now. I'm so wound up to talk to somebody, so I just talk to you guys out there in Kendall Nation. Hope everybody's doing great. I said I'm on day 4 of knee surgery recovery. I'm into PT 3 times a week, and so it's been not been easy, but I've actually got pretty good range of motion, so that's a good thing, I guess. And so I was really lucky because Friday when I checked into the hospital, I'm just gonna scoot back here, because my surgery originally was the 23rd, which was yesterday, and they called me about a week before then and said, hey, can we move you up to Friday? I'm like, yeah, you can. And then so when I got there Friday morning, they had said that the governor just starting Monday had stopped all elective surgeries for like the next month or two. So I'm super excited that I was able to kind of get in before the surgery was canceled, because I really needed it. I've done okay, right? My range of motion is pretty good. My biggest thing is I'm walking on it too much, and so it's swelling and it's really painful, because I'm just not I'm on it too much, if that makes sense. I'm on my feet too much. But again, I go from high energy, like always moving, to now just not, and it really sucks. So yeah, it's been a pretty interesting 4 days around here. I obviously I can't drive for another couple weeks, and that's more, they just want to make sure I'm off the pain meds before I drive, and honestly I haven't been taking them that much anyway. It's more sore like in the quad muscle and stuff than it is anything else. But I just want to pump out a little video tonight. When I checked into the hospital on Friday, I knew I was going to be there overnight, and I did learn that you don't, in fact, ever sleep when you're at the hospital, because they're waking you up every 2 hours to do something, or poke or prod or take vitals. I think it was like almost midnight on Friday night. They got me out of bed to go walk around, and then I crawled back into bed because it was tough to do. And then I kind of just laid there, and then at 2 in the morning they came in to take blood and switch out some IVs, and then 4 a.m. they came in to again take vitals, and they took the catheter out, which was really a pleasant experience. And then I dozed off for like an hour, and then I was wide awake again, and PT was in there pretty early. So like I didn't really get any sleep, and then last night, I should say this morning, about 4, maybe 4:30, I finally slept for like 2 or 3 hours. That's the first sleep I've had since Friday morning, and so I was like super tired, and so I was kind of grateful for that little bit of sleep. But I was laying in there in the hospital, and I was lots of time to think because I couldn't sleep, and I couldn't just get up and go anywhere. And I really got thinking a lot about relationships, and I think that's what I'm going to focus on in the next couple videos is what is the state of our relationships with various people in our lives. Because as I found out, and most of you know, life is like super short, and if you're on the outs with someone that you used to have a great relationship with, yeah, there's a chance it may not be able to be salvaged. But relationships in our lives, we absolutely need them. And that's part of why, when I was checking in on Friday and I was filling out paperwork, and I had to do an emergency contact, and I had no one to write down. I literally had no one. And that's when it really struck me that, I might have a lot of friends, but I don't really have any super close friends. Now, yeah, my son is here, but And it's got me thinking, what legacy am I leaving, right? If something had happened on that operating table, who would have known, right? Nobody would have known, because there was nobody to call. And so it really got me thinking about relationships and how valuable they are in our lives, especially in the LGBT community, because a lot of us are estranged from family, moms, dads, sisters, brothers. And I get some of those are probably beyond repair. But we've got to make sure we've done everything we can to ensure that we have good, healthy relationships with people. For me, a lot of it's a pride issue. I have a lot of pride, and I'm stubborn. And so, like in the case of my mom, right? Like, we haven't spoken in years. And yet, she used my grandfather's estate to pay my portion of the surgery, which I think was like $6,100. I didn't ask her to, she just did. And so I really struggled with whether I take that or not, because of how the relationship has been so bad over the years. I finally just relented, and I'm like, I gotta do it. I'm out of options at this point, right? I can't keep going, because I won't be able to walk. And if I can't walk, I can't work, and so on and so forth. So, I reluctantly did the surgery, and hopefully there's a point of repair in that relationship, but I don't know. And so I'm going to focus on the next couple videos is just our relationships, not only with friends and family, but like coworkers. And believe it or not, when we have a falling out with someone, it's always easy to talk about how rotten they were and this, that, and the other. And in reality, that's a thing that goes both ways, right? There's some toxic behavior on both sides of that relationship, and we have to, at some point, just own it and say, you know what, I was wrong. I was out of line, or whatever the case may be. Take the high road, eat some crow if you need to. But it's absolutely important we have relationships in this world, because that is how often that sustains us, right? It's my friends that have gotten me through some really serious crap, and while I'm good friends with a lot of them, they're not the level where that's who they would call if something happened to me in the operating room, right? But I've got to get my relationships back into a healthy state. So I'll talk about that next couple videos, just how do we get to a healthy relationship in our lives. And yeah, sometimes we do have to take the high road and say, you know what, I was wrong, or whatever, just to repair that relationship, because we need it. And so moving forward, next couple lessons I'm going to talk about it a little bit, because it's kind of been on my heart and on my mind a little bit since I was in the hospital on Friday into Saturday. Is the stark realization, if something happened to me, I had no one to call. Literally had no one to call. And that's kind of sad. It's kind of sobering. And so I'm having to look at my own relationships and go, what do I need to do here? Especially I find in the trans community, we don't have good relationships a lot of times with family members and friends and former friends, right? So let's just look at ways to kind of help fix that and get us back where we need to be. Because going through life with nobody is a very lonely existence, and you're better than that, right? You are definitely made for more than just to live a boring life. And yeah, we're all kind of locked down right now. And I talk to people during the day through text and stuff, but it's that face-to-face that I miss. So anyway, I'm just going to end it here. I'm not going to go on much longer, but yeah, recovery's going well. The couch behind me is my command post from where I'm sleeping for the next probably 3 weeks at least, just because I can't lay in my bed. And so it's not comfortable, but it works. I've got to get better about icing it. I've got to get better about staying off my damn feet, because that's not helping my recovery. Because I'm walking a lot during the day and it's swelling up, and yeah. And I want to get my staples out next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. I think they're supposed to take staples out, so I want to keep my ducks in a row. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great week. You know, and I've told people this. You know, if you're having a bad week, maybe it's just been a week from hell, and those of us in retail, we can kind of attest to this. You know, at the end of the day, when you come home, just think of like one good thing that happened, one positive thing that happened during the day, and you put a focus on that. Because when we get our mind in that negative mindset, and it's just, oh, it's such a crappy day, blah blah, like we speak that into existence, right? And the chances are it wasn't a crappy day. It was probably a 2-minute situation during the course of that day that just you allowed it to become the thing all day, right? So just think of one positive thing that happened today. Focus on that. You know, if you keep a journal, write about that. You got to keep the negative vibes out of your mind, right? Keep the negative mindset at bay, because that will beat you down faster than anything else. There's a negative mindset, being around people that are negative and just putting off that negative energy. So I would encourage you, and that's my challenge to you, is no matter how bad your day is, find something good that happened today. And if you want to put it in the comments, or you want to message me, give me something, tell me something amazing that happened that day, even if it's not a big deal. Maybe you know, it's a small victory in something you've been trying to work on, and take that victory and run with it, right? Because we build on the small victories. That's how we just keep building on them. But we often build the negative ones faster, right? The negative ones explode, and the little ones we just take care, right? So give me a good report for the week, something that's positive has happened. Work on your friendships, work on relationships with your family and friends. If you got them, if they're good, great, more power to you. That's awesome. And then maybe find someone, maybe a friend of yours that's struggling with a relationship, right? Get out and kind of mentor them, work with them, give them something positive to look forward to. So, all right, well, I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna post it, and then I'm gonna try to go to bed because I'm sore, I'm tired, and I need my rest. I got PT in the morning. Be blessed, be safe, Kendall out.